Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Cleveland, Ohio. And today I have a fun card for you. This one is called an Easter belt closure card. Here's what it is. This part goes underneath, and then this opens up. Isn't that pretty? I liked it because the closure was a little different. This paper is two-sided, and when we made them this week in class, some of the people turned the paper around so that they used both sides of the paper. Some of the people wanted it to match, so they made it match on both sides, and you'll see what I mean by both sides. Alright, let me show you what we're going to be using. This paper is called Easter Joy. It comes as a 12 by 12 pack, and it's in our spring catalog. What I liked about it is it's a little bit heavier than our typical designer paper, and it has sparkle to it. Those are the eggs. So one side looks like it's kind of coated, and the other side is plain. What I liked about this too is that on this side, for instance, it doesn't have to be for Easter, but it looks very spring-like. I liked the stripes. Now included in this pack also is, I think it's 2 sheets. They look like postcards. It's already done, and all you have to do is add whatever you want to it. Excuse me. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? One in blue. Get the little chick. So I really liked this paper. Like I said, it could be for Easter, could be for spring. Another thing that we're going to use is called the Easter Assortment. And this is from the spring catalog. What I liked about these is they have little Easter eggs down here. These are foam, so they're easy to put on your cards, and there's not an issue when you have to mail them. I'm going to leave this here. Last time I forgot to put them on my card. So let's look at what we need for my card. Don't write anything down. Everything is going to be in the description below. So you're going to have to decide what you want to use for your sentiment. And on this card, I did use the key tag punch, I believe, and this is long retired, but it was the perfect size for my card, so I used it. So whatever you need for your sentiment. The designer paper. For the belt, your designer paper is 1 by 3 3/4. I took a corner rounder and rounded this. The piece that this will layer on is 1 1/4 by 4 1/2. And I like to do this when I'm working. This piece here is scored at 1/2 inch. This is going to be how it attaches to our card. Excuse me. This is the piece of designer paper that will go on the inside right here. And that piece is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. You have 2 pieces of designer paper, one here on the front and one as you open the card. Those are the exact same size, so you need two of them, 2.5 by 5 1/4. This piece of designer paper is going to be the piece that crosses over right here. And the designer paper is 3/4 of an inch by 2.5. And the piece that it will layer on is 1 inch by 2 3/4. And again, I put them together so that it's helpful when I'm making my card. Helps so I don't lose them too. For the inside, I need a piece of white 4 by 5 1/4. And my card base is a different size than we typically would use. It's 5 1/2 by 7, and I scored it at 2 3/4. This is shamrock paper. All right, so let's start by taking what I have scored, and we'll use our bone folder to press it down. I'm going to put this paper with this because those are the two pieces that we're going to be stamping. In order to put it together, I'm going to start with these two pieces. Quite often when I'm working on a card and I have many pieces, I like to sometimes put the adhesive on the pieces first. So because there's two of these, I'll put the adhesive on both of them. Instead of putting it on one and then layering it on the, or putting it on the card. I just put the adhesive on both and then put them both on the card. Okay. So that's kind of the base for our card. Now let's get to the stamping. When I do my stamping, you'll see on the inside here that when I stamped, the greeting is off to the left. The best way to be able to do that is to put your piece of designer paper on the right here. And that'll give you an idea of where you're going to put the sentiment. And again, the card that I'm making is a card for Easter, and this is an older set that has retired, but I just loved what it said and I loved the font. So any Easter set you want to use. Wishing you all the beautiful blessings of Easter. And then on my sentiment here, I have wishes for a blessed Easter. Okay, let's see if we can get this lined up. I think I'm going to turn that over and try again. So it's so hard to stamp on camera and be away from yourself when you're stamping. All right. So now what we can do is take our inside piece, take this piece and add it. And again, you can flip it over. I just love that our paper has two sides to it. Now we'll add our adhesive to the back of this. And add it to the inside of our card. Ooh, before we add it, what we need to do is put our belt together. So let me get, oh boy. So when you're doing your cards, do you ever have a time when, like now, I'm asking myself where this piece went that goes on top of this? Hello, here it is. Yeah, you just put it down and you cannot find it. I go through that all the time. So I'm just going to add this. Now this is scored at 1/2 inch. And what I'm going to do is put my adhesive on here. You could use glue, doesn't matter. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece where this line is, and I'm going to line it up with the edge of my card. Okay? And I'm going to try to put it kind of in the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just eye it up. All right, now I'm going to take my white and cover up that so you're not going to see it. You also could have put your white paper down and then put your belt between the white paper and the designer paper. It really doesn't matter. It's hidden and it's just attached. You want to do that so that it's attached on the front and the back to make it a little bit stronger for you. Okay, so now we have one more set of pieces to put together. And this piece here is going to be the up and down piece, the straight up and down piece that's going to hold the belt. So I'm going to add adhesive to this. And what I recommended in class was to add dimensionals to the back because it will raise this up a little bit. So we're going to take the dimensionals off of this. And I put the belt across and then take my paper and put it where I want it to be. You can decide how much of the belt goes underneath. Then you can also decide, where do I want my sentiment? Some people in my class put it here. I didn't want to put it there because that's where you're going to grab this and pull it out. I preferred to put it here. And to do that, I just put a little bit of glue on the strip going up and down. That way, there's no way you're going to put adhesive too far on this to have it lock your belt in place. You don't want to do that. You want this part here to be movable. So you want to make sure there's no glue under this side or this side of your greeting. So you're just going to put adhesive right here in the middle and put that down. All right, now you're going to add your fun parts. A lot of times when I do cards, I like to add some kind of embellishment near or on the sentiment. And this was a little bit harder because of how busy this card was, but I found if I put sometimes the little dots here in the center of the flowers, it didn't look as goofy, or it was easier to spot them. So there's our card. Let's see what you think. I hope you like the card. I hope you give it a try. And thanks for watching.